Have you ever realized too late that someone you lost was truly irreplaceable? Maybe you didn't recognize their value at first, or perhaps life got in the way, and now the absence is impossible to ignore. Today, we're diving into the journey of what happens when a woman realizes she lost a real man, a man of integrity, strength, and unwavering discipline. But this video isn't just about her regret. It's about how a Stoic man handles such loss, turning heartbreak into resilience and strength. Stoic philosophy teaches us to embrace challenges and see them as opportunities for growth. A real man doesn't dwell on the pain or chase after validation. Instead, he uses the experience to rebuild himself, to sharpen his focus, and to become the best version of himself. This mindset is not just empowering, it's life-changing. In moments of loss, it's easy to let emotions control you. But a Stoic man takes control of his emotions and finds strength in silence and composure. He doesn't react out of desperation or seek revenge. His power lies in his ability to stay grounded, learn from the experience, and rise stronger than before. In today's video, we'll explore how men can transform emotional pain into personal growth, step into their true power, and discover the freedom that comes from letting go. If you've ever experienced heartbreak or loss, this message will resonate with you deeply. Losing someone you deeply care about is one of the most painful experiences in life. The emotional turmoil can feel overwhelming, like a storm you can't escape from. There's heartbreak, confusion, and an intense sense of betrayal that seems almost unbearable. It's in these moments that many men feel the urge to react emotionally. Some men beg for answers, desperately seeking closure. Others spiral into anger or resentment, unable to cope with the reality of what's happened. It's a completely natural response, driven by the deep emotional connection that was suddenly severed. But while these reactions are understandable, they rarely bring peace. Now, let's contrast this with the Stoic response. A Stoic man acknowledges the pain, but he doesn't let it consume him. He doesn't beg for explanations or dwell on the past. Instead, he chooses a different path. He controls his emotions and focuses on what he can change, himself. This doesn't mean he suppresses his feelings or pretends they don't exist. On the contrary, he faces them head-on. He allows himself to feel the pain but doesn't let it dictate his actions. He understands that reacting emotionally only gives power to the situation and takes power away from himself. For example, instead of endlessly replaying the moments that led to the breakup, a Stoic man redirects his energy. He reflects on what he learned from the relationship and uses that knowledge to improve himself. He starts to rebuild, physically, mentally, and emotionally. While most men remain trapped in the cycle of regret and what-ifs, a Stoic man steps out of that cycle. He knows that true power lies in self-mastery and that healing begins when he takes full responsibility for his growth. By doing this, he not only heals faster but becomes stronger and wiser than before. So, if you're experiencing that initial wave of heartbreak, remember this: you have a choice. You can either let it break you or use it as the foundation to rebuild a more powerful version of yourself. There is a pivotal moment in every man's journey when he realizes that holding on to the past will only keep him stuck. This is the critical turning point, when he releases the need for closure or validation from someone who has already left. This is when true transformation begins. For many men, the search for closure becomes an endless loop. They believe that if they can just get one more conversation or one clear explanation, they'll finally find peace. But the truth is, closure rarely comes from external sources. It's something we create within ourselves. When you stop seeking validation from the person who hurt you and start focusing on your own growth, everything changes. You no longer give away your power. Instead, you reclaim it. This is the essence of self-mastery, the ability to choose how you respond to life's challenges, rather than letting emotions dictate your actions. At this point, the best thing you can do is focus on 3 areas: fitness, career growth, and mental clarity. These are the pillars that will help you rebuild and become stronger than ever. 1. Fitness. Working on your physical health does more than just improve your appearance. It builds discipline and boosts your confidence. Start a fitness routine, whether it's strength training, yoga, or even daily walks. Each small step strengthens not just your body but also your mind. 2. Career growth. This is the perfect time to double down on your career or personal projects. Set new goals and work relentlessly toward them. Not only will this keep your mind focused, but it will also create new opportunities and open doors you never expected. 3. Mental clarity. Mental clarity comes from simplifying your life and focusing on what truly matters. Meditation, journaling, or spending time in nature can help you achieve this. Let go of distractions and negativity. Surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you. I once knew a man named David who experienced this very transformation. After a painful breakup, he spent months trying to understand what went wrong. But the answers never came. Finally, he made a decision. He would stop waiting for closure and start building his life again. David began working out every morning, pursued a promotion at work, and took up reading philosophy to strengthen his mind. In just a year, he became unrecognizable, physically, mentally, and emotionally stronger than ever before. He no longer cared about the past because he was too focused on the incredible future he was building. This is the power of letting go and embracing change. When you stop looking for answers outside yourself, you realize they've been within you all along. You stop waiting for life to happen and start creating the life you want. So, if you're standing at this turning point right now, remember, letting go isn't about giving up. It's about making room for something greater. There is immense power in silence. Not the kind of silence born from anger or a desire for revenge, but the kind that comes from a deep need to reclaim your peace. In the aftermath of loss, silence can be one of the most transformative strategies. It's not about punishing her or making her feel guilty. It's about giving yourself the space to heal, reflect, and rebuild. When you stop speaking, explaining, or defending, you free yourself from the emotional chaos that often follows a breakup. In many cases, absence creates clarity, both for you and for the person who left. It forces reflection. When you remove your presence, the other person is left to sit with the reality of what's missing. And in that absence, they begin to realize your true value. Let me be clear, silence isn't manipulation. It's not about trying to provoke regret. It's about regaining control over your emotional state. For many men, the hardest part of a breakup is the endless loop of conversations in their minds: what was said, what wasn't, what could have been done differently. Silence is how you break that loop. Think of it this way: when you walk away from a fire, it no longer burns you. Silence is that step back. It's the protective barrier that allows you to focus on your own growth rather than getting trapped in a cycle of emotional reactions. I knew someone named Marcus who once struggled with this very idea. After a difficult breakup, he couldn't stop reaching out, hoping for an explanation or closure. It only left him feeling more confused and hurt. Finally, he made a decision: he would stop chasing answers and let silence do the work. Within weeks, something shifted. His mind became clearer, and his energy returned. He started focusing on his fitness, spending time with supportive friends, and rediscovering his passions. The funny thing? That's when his ex started reaching out, realizing what she had lost. But by then, Marcus was already on a different path, stronger and more self-assured than ever. Silence isn't about waiting for someone to regret their actions. It's about giving yourself the gift of peace. It's about moving forward without carrying the weight of explanations or apologies you'll never get. Remember, silence is a tool for growth, not revenge. One of the most powerful things you can do after a painful experience is to redirect your energy towards self-improvement. This is where the real transformation begins. Remember, the goal is not to win someone back, it's to become the best version of yourself, regardless of what happens next. When you focus on growth, the pain starts to lose its grip on you. you begin to see the bigger picture. There's no greater victory than becoming a stronger, wiser, and more self-assured man. Start by building healthier habits. Maybe it's time to commit to a consistent workout routine. Physical fitness isn't just about looking good, it's about discipline, mental clarity, and feeling stronger every day. When you take control of your body, you naturally take control of your mind as well. Next, consider learning new skills. Have you ever wanted to learn a language, play an instrument, or start a business? Now is the perfect time to explore these passions. Each new skill you gain adds another layer to your confidence and self-worth. Financial independence is another critical area to focus on. There's something incredibly empowering about knowing you can stand on your own 2 feet without relying on anyone. Whether it's investing, starting a side hustle, or improving your current career path, financial stability will always give you a sense of freedom and control over your life. I knew someone named James who embodied this transformation perfectly. After a tough breakup, he decided to completely rebuild himself. He started exercising every morning, learning about personal finance, and even launched a small business. Within a year, he was a completely different person, happier, more fulfilled, and radiating confidence. The best part? He wasn't doing it for anyone else but himself. Interestingly, his ex did reach out eventually, noticing the change. But by then, James was already so far along his journey of growth that he didn't feel the need to return to the past. His success wasn't about revenge or validation, it was about reclaiming his life and living it on his own terms. That's what a real glow-up is about. It's not about proving anything to anyone else. It's about proving to yourself that you are capable of incredible growth and transformation. Whether she notices or not, whether she comes back or not, doesn't really matter. What matters is that you're evolving, growing stronger, and discovering your true potential. So, take this time as a gift. Focus on becoming a better man, physically, mentally, and financially. Trust me, the right people will notice your glow-up. But more importantly, you'll notice it too. There comes a powerful moment when she begins to recognize what she lost, a realization that doesn't come immediately but grows over time. At first, it's subtle. Perhaps she notices his absence in small ways, the quiet strength he brought to her life, the stability, and the unwavering support she once took for granted. But the true awakening happens when she sees his transformation. She observes him from a distance, stronger, more confident, and thriving in ways she didn't expect. His silence, once confusing and frustrating, now forces her to reflect on her own choices. She begins to understand that he wasn't just a passing chapter in her life but a cornerstone she didn't appreciate until it was too late. It's not just the physical glow-up or the new accomplishments that catch her attention, it's his energy. He's calm, collected, and deeply focused on his purpose. He's no longer waiting for her validation. This shift in power, the way he reclaimed his life and turned his pain into strength, makes her question everything. Regret sets in as she realizes that real men like him aren't easily replaced. The casual connections she once believed would fill the void now feel empty. The conversations lack depth, the connections lack meaning, and no one else offers the same steady presence. I once heard a story about a man named Daniel who went through this exact transformation. After a painful breakup, he devoted himself to self-improvement. Within a year, he had achieved things he never thought possible. He started a new career, got into the best shape of his life, and surrounded himself with supportive, like-minded people. His ex reached out months later, full of regret, but by then, Daniel had grown so much that he couldn't imagine returning to the past. This is what true growth does. It shifts the narrative. It transforms the one who was left behind into the one who chose to move forward. The woman's realization is profound, but it comes too late. The man she once knew has evolved into someone stronger, wiser, and more self-assured, a version of himself she never expected to see. This isn't about revenge or proving her wrong. It's about understanding that the most powerful response to heartbreak is transformation. And that transformation often speaks louder than any words could ever do. When she realizes what she lost, the regret isn't about losing just any man, it's about losing a man who became unstoppable once he embraced his own power. A pivotal moment in every man's journey is when life presents him with a choice, a chance for someone from his past to return. It's a test, not of love or loyalty, but of personal growth and wisdom. A Stoic man doesn't react emotionally. He doesn't seek validation or revenge. He knows his worth, and he approaches this situation with clarity and strength. Instead of rushing back into familiar territory, he takes a step back and evaluates the situation with a clear mind. You see, when she returns, it's often not because she has suddenly become a different person, but because she's realized the gravity of her loss. And while that recognition may feel like a victory, a Stoic man understands that not every door needs to be reopened. He asks himself critical questions. Has she truly changed? Does her return align with the life he's building? Will reconnecting serve his growth or pull him back into old patterns? It's not about punishing her or making her regret her decision. It's about making a choice that honors his personal journey. A Stoic man stays focused on his path, prioritizing his well-being and future. Let me share a story about Mark, a man who went through this exact test. After months of working on himself, his ex reached out, expressing deep regret. But Mark had grown beyond who he was during their relationship. He realized that reconnecting would compromise the new boundaries and strength he had built. With kindness, he thanked her for the lessons they shared and chose to move forward without looking back. This is the essence of a Stoic response. The true victory isn't in taking someone back or pushing them away, it's in making a decision that aligns with your values, your growth, and your peace of mind. A real man knows that not every opportunity is meant to be seized. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is keep walking forward. Regret is a powerful emotion, one that often comes too late. When she sees the man she once knew transform into a stronger, more focused, and more resilient version of himself, something inside her stirs. It's not just about missing the past, it's about realizing she lost a man who is truly irreplaceable. At first, she might brush it off, thinking it's just a fleeting thought. But as time passes, and as she continues to witness his glow-up, regret begins to take root. She sees him thriving, physically stronger, mentally sharper, and emotionally grounded. He's no longer the man who sought validation or waited for answers. He's a man who reclaimed his power, and that's what makes him so rare. The psychological flip is undeniable. She begins to reflect on what she lost and realizes that not every man possesses the strength to rise from heartbreak like this. The very traits she once overlooked, his discipline, his unwavering values, his calm composure, are now the qualities she yearns for. But here's the truth, it's not about winning her back or seeking revenge. For the Stoic man, the real victory lies in his growth and self-mastery. The regret she feels is not something he controls, it's simply a natural consequence of his evolution. His strength and transformation have made him truly irreplaceable, and that realization is hers alone to bear. So, if you've ever found yourself in a similar position, remember, your power lies in your ability to evolve, not to dwell on what was lost. The more you grow, the more the world will take notice, whether it's her or anyone else. The ultimate victory is not in making someone regret losing you. True victory lies in self-mastery, becoming a man who no longer seeks validation from others but finds fulfillment within himself. This is the core of Stoic philosophy: resilience, emotional control, and relentless self-growth. Resilience is your ability to adapt and thrive despite adversity. Pain, loss, and rejection are all part of life, but how you respond defines your character. A Stoic man understands that every setback is an opportunity to rebuild stronger. He doesn't dwell on the past or waste time on regrets, instead, he focuses on what lies ahead and keeps moving forward. Emotional control is another key pillar. In moments of emotional turmoil, most people react impulsively, sending angry messages, seeking closure, or falling into self-pity. But the Stoic man remains composed. He understands that controlling his emotions is the key to mastering his life. He chooses how to respond rather than letting his emotions dictate his actions. Finally, self-growth is the cornerstone of true victory. This is where transformation happens. It's about investing in your health, learning new skills, growing your career, and expanding your mind. Every small improvement you make is a step toward becoming the best version of yourself. Remember, the greatest power you have is the ability to evolve. When you focus on your growth, everything else becomes secondary. The external noise, the opinions of others, even past relationships, they lose their power over you. So, the next time life challenges you, don't see it as a setback. See it as a chance to rise, to strengthen your mind and body, and to become the man you were always meant to be. That is the real victory, a victory no one can take away from you. As we reach the end of this journey, let's reflect on the powerful transformation we've just explored, a journey from heartbreak to empowerment, from pain to strength. This is not merely about loss, it's about rediscovering the best version of yourself. When life challenges you, you have two choices: to remain in sorrow or to rise stronger than before. The Stoic philosophy reminds us that true power lies in how we respond to life's adversities. Every setback is a lesson, every heartbreak is an opportunity for growth. If you've gone through loss, take it as a chance to rebuild. Focus on your evolution, improve your health, sharpen your mind, and pursue your passions. Remember, the greatest victory isn't in seeking revenge or validation, it's in reclaiming your power and living your life with intention and purpose. And if there's one thing you take away from this video, let it be this: strength and resilience are within you. No one can take that away from you. Keep moving forward, stay focused on your growth, and trust the process. If this message inspired you, share it with someone who might need it. Let's spread the message of strength, resilience, and self-mastery. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more insights on personal growth and emotional strength. Until next time, stay strong and take care.